Hey there everyone, how are you all? Welcome to the Hollywood Gems again. Today we are exploring a wonderful film named John Carter. So let's begin the video. Everyone knows about the planet Mars, and it is seen that the existence of life is possible there. There is air and also water. It means existence of life is possible in every way. But this planet is ruining with the passage of time. There is a city of Mars named Zodanga. The army of Zodanga wanted to kill the army of Mars. There is also another city named Helium. Helium had been confronting Zodanga boldly for a long time. One day, the battle is broken out between the armies of both cities. Then 3 persons arrived to Zodanga's king. The name of leader was Sheng among them. Sheng, who was possessor of many powers. They award him a power in form of weapon. This capability is stronger. Sheng says to the king, "You will rule over this planet if you do what we ask you to do." King agrees with them. Actually, Sheng had such powers that he could transform himself into any appearance. And he could travel on any planet. Then the scene takes place on the planet Earth. A man is shown there named John Carter. Going to the post office, he writes a letter to his nephew. He states in the letter, "Come soon here. I want to meet you." Someone was looking on John Carter there. John Carter leaves after posting the letter. Receiving that letter, his nephew quickly returns back to meet his uncle. Coming there, he comes to know that his uncle, John Carter, has died all of a sudden. He goes to the location of his uncle's funeral. It was a room that could only be unlocked from inside. John Carter, man tells him, "We have not buried his uncle's dead body." Because John Carter's last wish was to not to bury him. But his dead body may be kept in the open coffin. That man hands the nephew over a diary of John Carter. He tells John Carter wished that only his nephew will read his diary. Your uncertainty may be resolved through this. You may get the answers of all your questions. There is stated in that diary by John Carter that you used to believe on those childhood stories told to you by me. But you have grown up now. So believe in my story which I am going to state for you, and he starts reading that diary. It was stated here, 13 years ago, I was searching for the cave of gold. But he is caught by Colonel Military, imprisoning him. In fact, they wanted to get the union of John Carter. But the oppositions arrived there. They attack the Colonel's military. But John Carter and Colonel escape from there successfully. And they hide themselves in a cave, going there. And it is the cave of gold which John Carter wanted to explore. The whole cave was filled with gold. Then a man attacks John Carter, coming there. And he attempts to end him. But John Carter victimizes him. He was Sheng's man. Killing him, John Carter activates a device while taking it from his neck. Its blue light is turned on in it. And he whispers the word, Barsoom. But John Carter grabs that device from him. And John Carter also utters a word, Barsoom. John Carter is banished from there after saying it. And he steps in a big desert. John Carter did not know how he was able to come here. He was able to jump highly, coming here. He was actually in Mars, Barsoom. Because he had uttered the word, Barsoom. And he was jumping highly because of the low gravity. But he had no knowledge that he is on Mars, Barsoom. The inhabitants of that planet catch his sight jumping highly. And those inhabitants come to John Carter. This tribe's men were tallest and they are named Tarkas. They were not looking like the human beings. John Carter tells, "My name is John Carter I am from Virginia." And those inhabitants understands his name is Virginia. And their leader does not end John Carter. Because he was jumping highly. They bring John Carter to their tribe, seizing him. And their leader also grabs that device through which John Carter had come here. Zodanga and Helium are battling in the heaven. Helium's king knew that Zodanga's king has a Navalite and no one can confront him. No one remains determined before him. Zodanga says to Helium's king that, "I want to marry your daughter. I promise you that I will not harm your tribe's men if it occurs." And Helium's king agrees with it. But princesses not agree with this marriage. So she is fleeing, hiding herself from everyone. The tribe of Tarkas is also witnessing it at the backside. And they wish the end of tribesmen of both tribes while battling one another. So we may rule over Mars. Princess is about to fall from her spacecraft. John Carter observed this through his binocular. And he rescues Princess, jumping high. Zodanga's king is going to attack John Carter using his Navalite. Shang says to him, "Don't do it. I need this man alive." Zodanga's king is nearly to capture John Carter. The tribe of Tarkas begin to fire them from the ground. So the men of Zodanga have to flee. Tarkas get excited thinking they've won the battle. Tarkas wanted John Carter to battle for them. But he directly refuses this demand. Tarka threaten him, "We will end this Helium's princess if you don't fight for us." So, John Carter gets ready to fight. Princess asks John Carter, "How do you jump so highly?" He says, "I know nothing about it. I am just in search of my cave of gold." John Carter comes to know from the princess that he is not on the planet Earth. He is rather on the planet Mars. John Carter is shocked by this. But Princess does not trust him as he will have really come from Earth. So the princess asks, "How did you come on this planet from a long distance?" John Carter shows her that device through which he came here. Now that device is in the possession of Tarka's leader. After this, John Carter, Tarka's daughter and princess go to a place together. Going there, they come to know about a sacred river. They also view a wall through which John Carter could return on Earth. Then three of them proceed towards the destination. John Carter knows during the journey that girl is the Helium's princess who has fled to this place. Because she is not willing to marry Zodanga King. They reach their destination where a change begins to occur. They adjust the device of John Carter on the ground, which brings about many changes there. There are some spoken words to move from one planet to another. And those words were required to speak out with that device. Shang and his companions approach there when they were uttering those words. Shang orders his companions to seize both of them, John Carter and the princess. Princess is sent back to Helium, capturing her. And John Carter is also grabbed along with her. And their third companion Tarka's daughter hides somewhere else at that place. So she remains secured. Princess calls John Carter at palace. John Carter is left surprised knowing that Princess is getting married to Zodanga's king. So he asks Princess, "Why are you doing it?" Princess tells, "You don't want to battle for us. And you will return to your planet Earth. It will be better for my nation that I may marry Zodanga's king." Then she hands over John Carter's device, taking it out. Because Princess also knew that those spoken words. He called "Return to Earth," uttering those words. Princess places the device on John Carter's hand. She says to John Carter, "Speak out these words along with me." John Carter does accordingly. He speaks out those words. But John Carter does not utter the last word. In fact, he did not want to return on Earth. Because both have started to like each other. Zodanga's king, the expected husband of Princess, appears there as the door opens. He is unable to see John Carter there. Because John Carter is already jumped upside. He comes down as everyone leaves. There is a lady who was actually Shang, disguising a woman. Shang gets control of John Carter using his Navalite. He also penetrates this Navalite into John Carter. Neither John Carter could do anything nor he escape. Shang says to John Carter, "Your powers increased till that time you came on this planet." He tells, "I actually don't exist. But we have to struggle hard to keep it secret." Shang takes John Carter there, disguising him as a lady. Where Princess and the king were heading for marriage. Tonight was the marriage ceremony of them with the performance of customs. Shang says, "Princess is very brilliant. Because she has searched out Navalite along with its reality. Tonight, when the two moons will be united together, the owner of the Navalite will be put to death. Actually, their marriage custom was going to be performed at the unity of two moons. John Carter asks him, "What is the purpose of yours for doing so? What are you doing this? You can also kill Princess going there." Shang says, "We have been playing such games before a long time ago, the time before the existence of this planet, and we will continue to do it until we destroy the planet Earth." He meant to say that they will destroy planet Earth after devastating this planet, and it is their mission to ruin the planet one after another, and we hand this Navalite over to the stupid and rich person. The king of Zodanga is the same as rich as well as stupid. Shang tells, "We have been created for the particular purpose. We make the inhabitants to ruin their world. As a result, we get strength." Shang is shifting John Carter to another place. Then the faithful dog of John Carter appears there, and it bites on Shang's hand where he had entered that Navalite device. He had got control of John Carter through it. John Carter is released from his control with the removal of the medallion, and John Carter moves from there, embarking one of their spaceships. But they chase John Carter. John Carter's third companion Tarkas's daughter is in the desert. She fires her gun on that spacecraft which was chasing John Carter. John Carter's spacecraft is also crashed there. John Carter says, "I need an army to rescue Princess." John Carter moves to Tarkas. Reaching there, he is imprisoned, because the previous king of Tarkas had also been imprisoned, while other Tarkas had taken the place of that king by fraud. And he abominated John Carter and wanted to kill him. But the ex-king of Tarkas has trust in John Carter that he can restore their honor again. In the following day, John Carter and ex-king of Tarkas are left with the monstrous animal. But John Carter finishes him. He also ends that Tarkas king, who had taken the place of ex-king. Now the ex-king again holds his seat as a king of them. John Carter wanted to save Princess, because with the unity of two moons in the sky, Prince's marriage custom will be performed, and Shang will kill Princess. But John Carter reaches there before the completion of the marriage custom. He exclaims, "This is a conspiracy unfolding before us, because Zodanga's people have got the control over Helium. They will attack Helium with the completion of your marriage custom." Zodanga's king takes his sword out. Then the war breaks out there. Tarka's army also approaches there for the out. John Carter ends Zodanga's king, but Shang points his sword on Princess, coming into her room. But Princess brings his Navalite device out, which was in the possession of Shang, and she throws it, taking it out. But Shang again possesses that device shrewdly. John Carter is nearly to kill him. All of a sudden, he disappears from there. Afterwards, John Carter and Princess get married. At that night, Shang appears there, disguising himself, and he utters those words while placing his hand on his body, so he may return to the planet Earth. And he sends John Carter back to Earth. Waking up, John Carter finds himself in the same cave of gold, which he had been searching for a long time, but he wanted to return to Mars, because his wife Princess was on Mars. But he had not that device through which he could return there. Then, John Carter has been searching for that device for 10 years. At last, he finds that device. This whole story is being read by the nephew of John Carter. John Carter has stated it that you had known it now. Why did I say you to not bury my dead body? Because I could be ruined on Mars, in case of the destruction of my body here, and you are the key of my coffin where it is present, and the responsibility of my dead body is now on your shoulder. John Carter's nephew observes that he is still alive. John Carter's nephew witnesses, there are some alphabets on the door of that room, and he writes his name with those alphabets. But that door is not unlocked. Then he writes his nickname there, which was used to call him by John Carter. Writing that name, the door is unlocked. But a man struggles to end him, coming from backside. But that man is shot down by someone and he loses his breaths. John Carter's nephew observes that he is still alive, and he moves to that man, ended recently by him, and he takes out that device from his coat. He could go to Mars through it, and this killed man was Shang. who had approached here, disguising himself. Now, Sheng could go on any planet, so he came here, chasing John Carter. Here, John Carter is succeeded in his purpose. And he asks his nephew, write a book. Love someone and create the purpose of your life. John Carter lies down at a place, taking that device. And he again moves to Mars. So this amazing story ends. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, then don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel.